Higher ed institutions and the data and analytics practices they use are shaped by the larger environments they're part of. To help us explore these larger forces, we asked panelists to survey the landscape and identify the most influential trends shaping higher education data and analytics across 5 categories: social, technological, economic, environmental, and policy. The 2025 EDUCAUSE Horizon Report Data and Analytics Edition highlights significant shifts in the data and analytics landscape in higher education. Each trend involves more complexity and variation across different types of institutions and regions than a quick summary can fully capture. Let's take a look at these trends. Higher education happens within a social context, and learning is shaped by the people we interact with and the relationships we build along the way. The need for effective data governance is growing. The rising need for effective data governance is being driven by rapid technological change, evolving roles and culture, and the urgent need to manage expanding risks and data gaps. Conversational AI and AI-powered features embedded into data and analytics platforms such as business intelligence tools are making data easier to use across campuses. To realize these benefits, institutions will need to focus on key efforts such as developing policies for the use of data and AI, addressing ethical and privacy concerns, clarifying data ownership, and managing both structured and unstructured data sources. Critical data-related literacies are persistently lacking. Higher ed continues to face gaps in key literacies like data, digital, AI, and privacy and security, driven by fast-changing technology, rising data volumes, and uneven training and support. Closing these gaps starts with institutions clearly defining what data literacy means. It should be built into governance frameworks and embedded in professional development and learning opportunities for everyone on campus, including students, faculty, staff, and administrators. Concerns about the need for human oversight in AI are growing. As colleges and universities increasingly explore AI tools for tasks across the institution, concerns about the need for human oversight of AI are intensifying. The issues we've already seen with AI models, such as biases and limited transparency, highlight why human judgment is essential when using their output, especially in high-stakes areas like admissions, hiring, and student support. To address these challenges, institutions should implement frameworks that ensure AI-generated insights are critically evaluated and interpreted by knowledgeable staff. Ultimately, AI should augment, not replace, human decision-making, and institutions that embrace this balance will be better equipped to ensure the ethical, equitable, and accountable use of AI in education. As technology continues to change and grow more sophisticated, higher education institutions must constantly assess existing technologies and strategically adopt new ones that enable more adaptive decision-making and more flexible teaching and learning experiences. Institutions are increasingly using data, analytics, and AI to provide personalized, responsive learning and support. AI-powered tools like predictive analytics, intelligent virtual assistants, and adaptive learning platforms enable real-time identification of at-risk students, streamline advising, and tailor learning pathways to individual needs. Using AI to personalize education can improve student success and help institutions adapt, but only if it's done carefully and with ongoing human oversight. Institutions are shifting toward unified data models and integrated data ecosystems. This trend is being driven by the push to connect data systems that are still siloed by department or platform, creating a more unified system that makes reporting easier, enables predictive analytics, and supports more personalized experiences for students. Institutions with strong unified systems will be better able to track student progress, identify risks early, and make data-informed decisions that improve learning and operational outcomes. Rapid AI adoption is introducing new risks. The rapid adoption of AI in higher education is outpacing the development of the oversight, training, and policy needed to manage it responsibly. While AI can enhance efficiency in areas like student support, admissions, and faculty productivity, the adoption of tools that are underdeveloped or still maturing has led to concerns about algorithmic bias, hallucinated outputs, and unclear decision-making. Institutions must balance innovation with caution, ensuring that AI adoption is guided by a clear purpose, strong safeguards, and a commitment to equity and transparency. Higher education is no stranger to economic challenges. Economies and enrollment patterns fluctuate, so institutional leaders need to be prepared for fiscal instability and uncertainty by anticipating declines in funding and adopting new ways of thinking about and planning institutional business. Financial pressures are increasing the focus on data-driven planning and decision-making. Rising operational costs, declining enrollments, and growing public scrutiny are leading to a shift toward data-driven planning and decision-making, and performance-based metrics in higher education. Institutions must strengthen their analytics capabilities by investing in integrated systems, real-time reporting, and staff training. Those that do will be more prepared to use data strategically and navigate economic challenges and uncertainties. AI is reshaping data analytic roles in the workforce. As AI rapidly reshapes data analytics roles across the workforce, higher education is adapting to and preparing for this transformation. The adoption of AI tools is shifting the focus of data analysts from basic reporting to more strategic, cross-functional responsibilities. Institutions must retain staff, redesign roles, and update curricula to equip students with AI literacy, core skills like communication and teamwork, and the ability to navigate hybrid human-AI work environments. Higher education institutions must align AI innovation with clearly defined roles, safeguards, and policies that support ethical use across teaching, research, and administrative operations. Rapid technological change is driving the need for adaptive, workforce-relevant learning. Technology is evolving quickly, especially AI, and this is accelerating the demand for adaptive, workforce-relevant learning in higher education. As skills become outdated faster than ever, institutions are under pressure to retain their employees and redesign academic programs to reflect evolving industry needs. New tools and technologies are reshaping how work gets done, requiring continuous upskilling in areas like digital literacy, data analytics, and AI, but also in critical thinking and ethical technology use. The need to adopt sustainable practices across the board, far too often overlooked in higher education planning and decision-making, will be inescapable in a future more concerned with climate stability and environmental sustainability. Data centers are facing scrutiny over energy use and sustainability. Concerns about the environmental impact of data centers, especially those supporting AI, cloud computing, and advanced analytics, are growing rapidly in higher education. As institutions increasingly adopt AI tools, the infrastructure supporting these systems is consuming vast amounts of electricity and water. Leaders in this space will reduce their environmental impact, become more resilient, and set the pace for responsible technology use. Institutions are using data analytics to inform sustainability efforts. Higher education institutions are beginning to move beyond setting sustainability goals. Instead, they are increasingly using data to turn goals into measurable action. Colleges and universities are setting ambitious goals like becoming fossil fuel free. To do this, they're using data and analytics like Internet of Things, sensors, predictive models, and AI dashboards to track emissions, forecast energy use, and guide campus upgrades. Institutions are using analytics to plan for climate resilience. In response to increasing climate risks and extreme weather events, higher education institutions are using analytics to strengthen their climate resilience planning. Some institutions are also beginning to explore interdisciplinary approaches that combine environmental science, data analytics, and campus operations to address climate challenges and support resilience planning. Institutions need data systems that track climate risks and use resilience analytics to guide funding, emergency planning, and sustainable campus projects like energy-efficient buildings and green transportation. For better or worse, higher education is always entangled in and influenced by the evolving public policy landscape. Because of this inherent entanglement, shifts in public policy have meaningful and wide-ranging impacts on higher education at multiple levels, both positively and negatively. Regulatory shifts may reshape how institutions collect and use data. Shifting political priorities and growing concerns about data privacy and AI oversight increase scrutiny over how higher education collects and uses data. To prepare for potential disruptions in federal data access, institutions can leverage internal systems to track key metrics, join data sharing consortia, and strengthen institutional research capacity. Keeping pace with evolving regulations will require effective governance frameworks, modern privacy practices, staff trained in managing evolving risks, and clear standards for ethical data use. Changes in sponsored research funding and administration could directly impact data and analytics in higher education. Selective caps on facilities and administrative costs recovery in some federal programs may reduce the funds higher education institutions rely on to maintain research infrastructure. With federal investment stagnant or declining in some areas, institutions are turning to state agencies, industry, and philanthropy, creating a need for clearer accountability, simpler data sharing, and more transparent reporting. To adapt, institutions need flexible analytics, updated budgeting, and cross-functional teams to handle compliance, reporting, and strategic planning. New policy requirements are reshaping data transparency in higher education. Institutions now face expanded reporting requirements under the Gainful Employment Rule, financial value transparency regulations, and IPEDS outcome measures. While increased transparency can help institutions identify weaknesses and improve decision-making, adapting to these requirements may increase compliance workloads, adding pressure to IR offices and compliance teams already stretched thin. To keep up, institutions need to strengthen data governance policies, clearly define critical metrics like completion and job placement rates, and expand analytics teams and tools to handle frequent, detailed reporting requirements. These trends point to an inflection point for higher education. Institutions must invest in responsible, sustainable data practices in order to best position themselves to thrive in a rapidly changing environment. Those that fail to do so run the risk of falling behind, not just technologically, but in their ability to effectively support their workforce and the students they serve. Explore the full 2025 Horizon Report Data and Analytics Edition.